Hello, everybody. Welcome. It is Wednesday evening, and you know what that means. It is time for Sunday Night League. And after the technical difficulties I experienced trying to start a stream a couple minutes ago, I am ready to go with this race. We are here for Season 6 of GTE. It is round 4, and we are here at Brands Hatch for this race. We have Victory Rain starting on pole, despite the little glitch on the timing tower on the left-hand side of the screen. It is Victory Rain starting on pole, not Cthulhu. Cthulhu is starting on the front row, though, and I am going to stop for just a moment to ensure that I can be heard. I can. Excellent. So, let's take a look through the grid quickly before we get going on this race. We have Victory Rain starting on pole in that Honda, followed by Cthulhu in also a Honda. However, we do have Cool Dude Boy in his Alfa Romeo starting in third. Fourth, back to the Hondas, is Matt Psycho, followed by Cinemod in the Lamborghini, Specmere in a Honda, Speed Hunter in a Lamborghini, Bunnies in a Honda, Aloe in another Honda, Bunny's teammate there, Jim in the Alfa Romeo, Gasman in the Honda, Tiny Terror in a Honda, and Rob on drums in the last of the three Lamborghinis, followed by Yakas, rounding out the grid in his Alfa Romeo. So, 52 laps ahead of us here. Let's just make sure we're at the start of the stream. I'm going to double check something just quickly before we get going. And should be ready to get going in just a moment. I hope you are all ready, because I am certainly very excited for this race. 52 laps of Brands Hatch. Victory Rain starting on pole. Let's go. 1, 2, 3 red lights, 4 red lights, 5 red lights. It's lights out, and we are racing at Brands Hatch. It's a good getaway from the Lamborghinis, but as usual, that Alfa Romeo is amazing off the line. Cool Dude Boy into second, challenging Victory Rain round the outside of turn 1. In the background, lots of chaos as Bunnies is going off track there. Bunnies dropping back to the back of the field, back up to the front quickly though. It is Cthulhu in the lead. He has snuck past Victory Rain and Cool Dude Boy. Victory Rain going a little bit wide out of Druids. And into the second sector we go. It's Honda, Alfa Romeo. All on different teams though. Cthulhu leads Victory Rain. Further back, lots of fighting down in the field. That was the two Alfa Romeos making a tiny bit of contact. That looked like Tiny Terror behind Yakas. Let's go back up to the front of the grid quickly. And it is round the outside, tries to go Victory Rain, but Cthulhu defends nicely. Further back we see that is Aloe and Gasman. Aloe seems to have disappeared, he's off track, and he spins. I don't know if there was contact there with Bunnies, but he was certainly close, and Gasman, being ever the sportsman, lets him catch back up, as that's Victory Rain in the lead now, so he has made the overtake on Cthulhu in that middle section. Cthulhu, though, is going to try and make a switchback here. He is through again and back into the lead. On the outside, Victory Rain makes the move on the inside. Oh, dipping a wheel into the gravel is Cthulhu, but he manages to keep the car going forwards. Is that going to give Cool Dude Boy an opportunity? It is round the outside, down the inside instead. No, he can't quite make the move. Matt Psycho might be sensing an opportunity here behind the Alfa Romeo. Further back, we now have a clear front-running group. It's the top 7. Speed Hunter behind Specmare, behind Cinemod, behind Matt, behind Cool Dude Boy, behind Cthulhu, and in the lead is Victory Rain, number 93 Honda. Further back, Gasman's already pitted, Aloe in 13th, Rob on drums, Bunny's making his comeback already ahead of Rob on drums. Bunny's, of course, went off at turn 1. Back into the lead group, though, Cthulhu. He doesn't look like he's going to be able to challenge Victory Rain from here. How about any of the group behind Victory Rain? Speed Hunter doesn't look like he'll be able to do anything, but it is a solid gap between him and Jim there. What can he do? He's right on the back of Speckmere, looking further up. Looks like Cthulhu's under pressure from Cool Dude Boy. Cool Dude Boy runs wide, touches the grass. Is Matt going to be able to capitalize off that? Round the outside goes Matt, but side by side, Cool Dude Boy manages to maintain the position, almost giving Cinnamon a chance. Speckmere thinking about the outside, Cinnamon thinking about the inside on Matt. Little bit of contact there. It looks like Speed Hunter's jumping around a little bit, but they all seem to have made it out all right, as that allows Cthulhu and Victory Rain to pull away quite substantially from Cool Dude Boy behind. That looks like a move from Cinnamon, maybe? No, it might have been from Speckmere. Speckmere still on the inside of Cinnamon. Down the inside into turn 2. Can he make the move? He's through momentarily. Can he maintain that? Looks like he's sliding on the inside curve, and Cinnamon gets the traction on the exit of the corner, maintains 5th position. Further back in the field, though, can't look there yet, because Speed Hunter, thinking about the inside now, goes to the outside. Is he going to look for a run out of this corner? It's a little jittery on Speed Hunter's side. He's quite close to Speckmere. Let's see, is he going to try and make a move around the outside, potentially? Not quite. Doesn't look like he's going to make it. He doesn't. Jim pretty comfortable there, as Bunny's on the back of Tiny Terror, so that's a good battle between two Hondas looking like it's forming. Rob on drums and Yawcast right behind, and then further back Gasman, who has pitted, Aloe and Rob on drums and Yawcast again here. Towards the front of the field. Let's see what's going on up there. It looks like that was Speed Hunter running wide, a little bit wide. He is through on Speckmere, though, so that is the Lamborghini making progress. Cthulhu looking to put pressure on Victory Rain up at the front. We are on lap 4 now. Going further back. Bunny's on the outside. Tiny Terror. Bunny's getting a pretty good run out of turn 1. And he's going to look for it down into turn 2. Goes for the move, and he's through. Bunny's getting through on Tiny Terror, puts himself into the top 9. Rob on drums, meanwhile, maintaining the position ahead of Yawcast. These two drivers, long-term members of SNL. Always good to see them battling out on the track. Yawcast, is he going to look for a move? Oh, it looks like Yawcast's car was getting a little bit squirrely there. So, don't think he'll have the run on Rob on drums here, although that Alfa Romeo does have some exceptional traction. Moving back up towards the front of the field, that Psycho chasing down Cool Dude Boy. Cool Dude Boy has pulled out a pretty solid gap there. Even more significant gap, though, is Cthulhu to Cool Dude Boy. Cthulhu chasing down Victory Rain. Cthulhu in that Red Bull Honda. What will he be able to do? A little bit wide through that corner, but I think given that was the exit, might have been just about the optimal line, managing not to dip any wheels in the grass or anything. We are starting lap 5 here. Let's see further back, as Speed Hunter running a little bit wide. Actually, Speed Hunter all the way off the track in the gravel. Speckmere is going to go down the inside into turn 2 with that added momentum in comparison to Speed Hunter after Speed Hunter lost all of his. Let's see what happens from here. Speed Hunter, he's under a little bit of pressure from Jim, actually. We'll see if Jim can do anything. Jim looking to the inside. He's going to need a better run out of this next corner. He's going to go for a move down the straight. Soon under the bridge, down the hill, into, I believe, Hawthorne Corner is up next. Can he make a move? He's way too far back to make a move. Bunny's has gotten past Tiny Terror, as we saw. Tiny Terror, though, keeping a gap to Yakas, who has gotten ahead of Rob. I wonder if Rob has maybe gone off a little bit. As there's a yellow flag up here, it is Cinemod off track. Cinemod being overtaken by Bunnies, Jim, Speed Hunter, and the rest of that front group. So Cinemod, having made a mistake, he will stay ahead of Tiny Terror, but he does have damage on the front right. So we will see what happens there, as I have not been looking at the comments of the stream. Nothing new though, so no worries there. Back up at the front, let's see Cthulhu on the back of Victory Rain. Both of those drivers with the yellow windshield, top of the windshield. Not that that makes any difference, but an interesting observation nonetheless. That Psycho is gonna try and chase down Cool Dude Boy. Let's take a look at fuel for a moment. Seems relatively even between that top four, although Cthulhu certainly seems to have a little bit more than Victory Rain. So I wonder if Cthulhu is maybe saving fuel. Further back, let's see Specnir and Speed Hunter at about the same. Oh, as we have Bunnies trying to go around the outside of Jim, down the hill, into this uphill right-hander. Can the move be made? No, Jim manages to defend the inside, so a good bit of defense there from Jim. Bunnies will be frustrated at that. He's trying to catch that front group. Only Bunnies' second race this season. Showed up to Grand Valley and nothing else other than this race. We'll see what he can do in this Honda. Will he be able to get a run here? It looks like he's got a better run than Jim, but will a move be possible? Not into the last corner. First corner would be a dangerous place to try and make a move. A little bit further back. I've lost track. There's Cinemod. So Cinemod has fallen behind Yakas and Tiny Terror. Jim runs a little bit wide. Bunnies, will he be able to go down the inside into turn 2? We saw him doing it to Tiny Terror. Can he do it again? Looks like he can. And he's through on Jim. So Bunnies up into 7th. Further up the grid, that looks like Specmare struggling a little bit, going a tiny bit wide there. Will Speed Hunter be able to make a move on him with that? Little mistake from Specmare. He doesn't so far have an opportunity. So back up to the top 2. Cthulhu putting lots of pressure on Victory Rain. It looks like that gap is coming down a little bit. And good pun from Jam in the comments. You have to be an early bunny to get round the outside of Jim. Of course, it was Bunnies going down the inside of Jim, actually. But, yeah, Bunnies making that move, and Jim still holding on to the back of him more or less, but falling back a little bit. We'll see if Tiny Terror, who looks maybe a little bit far back, but Cinemod, actually, right on the back of Tiny Terror. Cinemod is through on Yakas. We'll see if the Lamborghini can make a move on the Honda in the next few corners. Still no change up at the top 2, though Cthulhu still putting lots of pressure. Oh, speaking of which, let's go back and catch that again. Missed that. So Victory Rain out in front. Cthulhu goes down the inside into turn 2. That seems to be one of our main overtaking zones today. A little bit of rubbing there, but Cthulhu is through on Victory Rain. So we have a new race leader. It's Cthulhu. Impeccable timing to be mentioning the non-lead change and then seeing one immediately after. That looked like several cars very close together in the background. It is, and that's actually Cinemod getting through on Yakas and Tiny Terror. Tiny Terror falling behind Yakas as well. So Tiny Terror will want to make up that position on the Alfa Romeo again. The Alfa Romeo running decently well in 10th, though Cinemod pulling away very rapidly, it seems. His front left is really struggling here, though. If we look at Jim, wow, Jim. Look at the difference between the front left on Cinemod and Jim. Let's see if it holds true for Yakas. It does to an extent, but Jim is a tire whisperer from the looks of things. That is incredible from him. If we look at Bunny's, for example, both of his left tires are suffering quite a bit. Bunny's can be very hard on his tires, as we've seen in several other races, mostly in Formula X that proved to be a problem. However, Speed Hunter, can he make a move on Speckmare? He's right behind him. Is he going to do anything into turn 1? That's not going to be a great view if he does. Let's see. Watching round the outside, can't make a move, but Speckmare throws it a little bit wide himself. Can he get the switchback? Speckmare is going to defend, but Speed Hunter just brakes later, and he's through on Speckmare. A little bit of oversteer in the middle of that corner. It is difficult to see what he's doing with all that lag. Touches the grass a little bit, but he seems fine ahead of Speckmare. So, Bunny's here catching up to that duo, actually. It seems, well, I say that. Seems like actually that duo may be going faster than Bunny's, so nothing he can do at the moment from the looks of it, actually. Jim, though. Jim is falling away from Bunny's. We'll see, is he falling into the clutches of Cinnamod, though? Cinnamod in that Lamborghini. Jim, wow, those tires. I can't stop looking at those tires. That is some incredible tire management from Jim. Around this very abrasive circuit on especially the front left, you can see exactly why through that corner and through this corner as well. Look at the stress it puts on that front left if you're really pushing, throwing the car into those corners. This is one of the few left-handers that gives the front left a little bit of a break. Not as much stress on it through that left-hander towards the end of the lap, but through the final corner, again, lots of stress on that front left. We'll go up to these guys, and you can see again, front left takes a beating through turn 1, as actually Speed Hunter goes into the gravel a little bit. Doesn't seem to slow him down too much, though. And back up to the front of the grid. How's Cthulhu's gap looking? It is looking pretty solid, I have to say. Looks about a second back to Victory Rain. Tricky Vic, as his nickname is there. Cool Dude Boy, though, also not far off of that leading duo, so Cool Dude Boy was a dominant win in Autopolis. Looking at the timing sheets, what can he do today? It's third at the moment. I'm sure he'll be pushing to do more. Cthulhu throws himself into contention, though, with this great result, with what looks to be a great result. I say that, though, we are only about a fifth of the way through the race. So much could happen from here on out. Cthulhu could spin, Victory Rain could spin, Cool Dude Boy could spin, anybody on this grid could spin, and they could also make up any time they lose from spinning. We have so far left in this race, and so much can happen at this track. If you are not in the groove at this track, you have no chance. It is so difficult to stay on track while pushing here at Brands Hatch. It's a short, relatively simple looking circuit. It is not that simple to drive, though. So Cthulhu mastering it at the moment. Hard to say anybody isn't here in this top few. Speaking of the top-ish group, they are spreading out quite a bit now. Bunny's on the back of Speckmare. Wonder if we'll be seeing a move here. Bunny's recently setting a 29.6. Bunny's also running a little bit wide there. 29.8 recently from Speckmare, so Bunny's currently has the better fastest lap between the two. Let's see if Bunny's can be making the move. I would say it would be wise to start expecting pit stops around about now. Gasman, of course, pit on the end of lap 1 to get rid of those hard tires that he started on. So we'll see how that strategy works out for him. Very rapid at various points throughout the past few seasons of SNL's various different series. Cthulhu, though, Cthulhu stays out. I wouldn't expect anybody to pit this lap necessarily, but the pit window is certainly opening. As we look further back, I say that as Matt Psycho throws it into the pit lane, so he's getting off of those softs. They're pretty worn, but he does have more than a third of his tank left. Less than a third. Less than a third according to percentage, but it looks like more than a third on that little display in the bottom left, so that's throwing me off a little bit. As, let's see... Oh, is Speckmare and Bunnies? Is there something going on there? Speckmare looked a little bit wider than Bunnies there. Not too much going on. Both of these drivers have very worn tires, though. So it will be difficult for either of them to make a move. As you can see, Bunny's getting a little bit squirrely on the grass in the AstroTurf out of turn 3 there. Both of these drivers taking a very wide entrance into the next corner. Can Bunnies do anything on Speckmare? He's quite far back, so I wouldn't expect him to do anything down into this corner. As, though, Cool Dude Boy right on the back of Victory Rain. Let's see if there's anything he can do. Takes a much tighter line through there, through the penultimate corner here. More or less the same from the two drivers. It looks like Victory Rain is maybe pulling away a little bit down that straight. I would say the Honda does appear to have better straight line speed, but the acceleration of that Alfa Romeo can be incredibly difficult to counter if you are racing it. As Bunnies and Speckmare side by side, Bunnies round the outside, can he make the move? Not a definitive answer there, as Speckmare throws it into the pits himself. 18% left of his fuel. So that's quite a bit less than Matt Psycho on the previous lap when he pit. Speaking of which, let's see where Matt Psycho came out. He is in 10th as it stands. He'll be making the overtake on Speckmare here. He has not fueled up to a full tank. He's only got a bit over half of his fuel tank left. And I am realizing that that display, I was being a bit foolish. That display is split into quarters, not halves. Thirds, sorry. It is split into quarters. There are 4 parts of that, not 3. So, apologies for that. The percentage and the little symbol in the bottom left did line up. Oh, actually, that's Yonkas going wide. Matt Psycho capitalizing on that. Just drives right by him. Oh, that is a group of drivers. Bunnies up into 4th. I wonder if Speed Hunter may have made a mistake that allowed Bunnies through. Speed Hunter really suffering on those tires. Jim. Oh my god, Jim, the tire whisperer. That is incredible. Those softs are looking like mediums or hards based on the wear. As Victory Rain into the pits, let's see what Bunnies doesn't pit. Speed Hunter does pit. Jim stays out. As Speed Hunter, yep, he's into the pits. Cinemod as well, so the two Lamborghinis looking like they're taking the same strategy, as Matt Psycho will now gain a couple more positions. Excuse me. Matt Psycho up into 5th, so Jim 4th, Bunny's 3rd, Cool Dude Boy 2nd, and Cthulhu out in front. So Cthulhu here. Let's see how far ahead of Cool Dude Boy is he. He is about 6 seconds ahead, I would say, at an estimate. So, let's see, here on lap 14, there's a lot of drivers in the pits. Tiny Terror, Gazman, Yonkas, Rob on drums, Cinemod coming out of the pits. Speed Hunter will have come out of the pits a couple seconds ago. Speckmare is ahead of Speed Hunter. So he has jumped him through the pit stops, but Speed Hunter has proven to be incredibly quick. Speed Hunter, I believe, is the reigning champion, would have won in Season 5. As he's gonna look at going down the inside, round the outside, it's now looking like of Speckmare. Is that going to be an opportunity for him? Down the hill, he is right next to Speckmare. Can he do anything? Round the outside, it looks like he is through. So an impressive move there from Speed Hunter, flying round the outside of Speckmare as Bunnies is into the pits. Bunnies on 1% fuel and has front bumper and front left damage. So that's interesting. Not sure how he got that. Jim takes third on the road now. Matt Psycho up to fourth. Matt Psycho setting the fastest lap of the race last lap, a 1:29.435. We'll see if he or any other driver can top that throughout the rest of the race. That's at purple sector 1, so it looks like he might just do that this next lap. Or this very lap, I should say. That looks like Cool Dude Boy coming up on some lapped traffic. Yeah, there's a couple drivers there behind Cthulhu. It is Gazman and Yakas who are lapped, although I would imagine they'll be unlapping themselves in just a moment, as Cthulhu's front left is completely and utterly dead. So, yep, there Cthulhu throwing it into the pit lane. Let's see, does Cool Dude Boy do the same? He does. Where's Jim? Jim's back here. Where's Matt, though? That's what we really want to know. On strategy, Matt, we'll see if he can capitalize on this. Matt still going purple, and I'm just going to mute for a second to take a drink of water. So, Matt, not in the pits, but his teammate and Cool Dude Boy are, as Matt takes the lead. So Matt sets another fastest lap of the race. That's 2 in a row, this time doing a 1:29.380, and he takes the lead of the race. So Matt hitting, what, four or so laps before his teammate and before Cool Dude Boy, capitalizes significantly. And I tell you what, that's also significant. Look at the gap between Cthulhu and Victory Rain. Cthulhu is miles ahead of Victory Rain. So the two that looked like they were fighting closely for the win are no longer in the lead, neither of them are, and the gap between them is humongous. So let's see, has there been any particularly bad laps for Victory Rain recently that could be the cause of it? Just his pit lap, it looks like. So, not sure how long a regular pit lap would be, but that was a pretty long lap, without doubt. So Matt Psycho here, when does he go through the penultimate corner? He goes through about now. Let's see, how long does it take for Cthulhu to get there? It takes him quite a while, about 7-8 seconds, maybe 6. So he's pretty far behind. Let's see how the strategy works out between Matt, Cthulhu, and Victory Rain. We'll see if Victory Rain's raw pace can catch him up to Cthulhu, or does Cthulhu have the edge today? Either way, it is a Red Bull Honda 1-2 right here. Matt Psycho followed by his Spanish companion, Cthulhu. And it's another couple Brits. The Mauritius driver with the American flag. Nonetheless, Mauritius driver. Mauritius? Not sure. I guess Mauritian. As he sets a personal best, actually, at 29.6. Speckmare at a 29.5. Speckmare British. Cinemod British. To the Canadian driver, unsurprisingly, based on the nickname there. Bunnies. Into turn 2, let's see, how far behind Cinemod is he? I'm not sure what's happened there, actually. I believe Bunnies was ahead of Speckmare and Cinemod, and possibly Speed Hunter as well, when they were pitting. So, Bunnies, maybe he's made a mistake somewhere. He's fallen quite far behind those three, though. And back up to the front, Cool Dude Boy in 4th. So, Cool Dude Boy, not quite the round he might have been hoping for based on the result last time out in Autopolis. Still not a terrible result as it stands, though I should say again, we are miles away from the end of the race. Anything could happen from now until lap 58. Out in front, though, is Matt Psycho. Matt setting some very consistently quick laps. There's a yellow flag. Who is that for? Not sure. Was it a back marker? Was it... No, it might have been... I wonder if it was Cthulhu. It looked like he was maybe a little bit wide when we went on to him for a moment. Hard to say, though. didn't catch what the yellow flag was for. It was for somebody. At least I certainly hope it was for somebody, not just Gran Turismo 7 having a little bit of fun. Green flag being waved by a marshal in the background now, though, so we know we are good to be racing. Cool dude boy, maybe he's the one who's caused the yellow flag, because all of a sudden he is behind Speed Hunter. What's gone on there? Speckmare also right there behind Cool Dude Boy, so Cool Dude Boy in a little bit of a sandwich here. We've got the 3 different cars on the grid, Lamborghini, Alfa Romeo, and Honda, one after another. All in one shot. Although, of course, there are 3 different teams using that Honda this season. The Honda seems to be the favorite choice. 3 different teams? Is that right? Yeah, 3 different teams. Because we've got the Monster Energy team, I'm blanking on the actual name, but the team that sort of looks very reminiscent both in terms of sponsors and colors of Mayer Shank Racing in IndyCar and a few other series like IMSA, and of course the Red Bull Honda. And the Red Bull Honda's having a very good round at the moment. Both drivers flying down in the 129s. Matt Psycho with a 129.8, Cthulhu with an impressive 129.475. I tell you what's impressive, that is a 129.1. Just a couple laps ago from Speed Hunter. So if we look back here, last lap looks to have been a little bit rough for Cool Dude Boy with a 134, 134.9 at that. But 129.1 just a couple laps ago from Speed Hunter. He is the fastest man on track at the moment. As we'll see, looks like Speckmare almost looked like he was trying to get a wide line on Cool Dude Boy here. Nothing being done yet there, though, as that is Cinemod off in the grass a little bit, keeps the car going alright. Down this long straight towards the bridge, down the hill, up the hill now, into what I believe is Hawthorne Corner. Makes it through nicely. Some difficult corners to line up right here. You can really fly through these, but it's so easy to take that little bit too much speed. As we see Cinemod doing a good job not to take too much speed. He is keeping the car well within the confines of the track and keeping up some decent pace while he's at it. Bunny's behind. Is that Jim perhaps placing a little bit of pressure on him? Looks like maybe Bunny's is a little bit faster at the moment, but Jim, nonetheless, is not far off of him. If Bunny's were to make a mistake, Jim would be in prime position to capitalize off of it. Rob on drums a little bit further back. Aloe, Gasman, Yokas. There are only 13 drivers now. We started with 14. Who are we missing? Oh, actually, tell you what. We'll come back to that thought in a moment. That is Speckmare down the inside of Speed Hunter. So Speed Hunter has lost a couple of positions there. I wonder if it's this lap that he made a mistake, given his past 3 laps. Past 5 laps, actually, have been absolutely on fire. So he has fallen behind Speckmare. Oh, actually, is he going to try and go down the inside of Speckmare? This is going to be a risky place to make a move. Hard to tell with that lag. It looks like they've made it through cleanly, though. He's still on the inside, is Speed Hunter, sorry. Speckmare on the outside. Can he hold it? No, he gets pushed off into the grass and the gravel. Cinemod is too far back to be capitalizing off of that, but Speed Hunter getting away with it there. Not sure if it was contact or not. The lag always makes it hard to tell with that, but Speckmare, nonetheless, the indisputable fact is that he was in the grass and gravel there. So Speckmare carrying on, despite that little incident. Cinemod is not too far off of him. You can see Speckmare up there. You can see that last lap was a 130.7 for Cinemod, 135.7 for Speckmare. So 5 seconds gained on that lap for Cinemod over Speckmare. Let's see, Bonnie's behind, gaining about 0.6 on Cinemod that lap, into the 30.1s for Bunnies. see what he can do here. Through this sector, there's a green flag being waved by those marshals, which implies there was a yellow flag a moment ago. Who could it have been from? Not quite sure. Yeah, I'm really not sure, actually. But regardless, we've got Gasman here. It's Matt Psycho into the pits. So Matt Psycho taking his second pit stop of the race. His teammate Cthulhu taking the lead now. How about Victory Rain? Victory Rain 3-1 Matt Psycho now. The tire difference between Cthulhu and Victory Rain here is quite substantial, as is the fuel difference. So it looks like Cthulhu, he did pit later than Victory Rain, and he's got a very sizable gap to him as well. Let's see, Cool Dude Boy. Cool Dude Boy, closest man to Cool Dude Boy on track is Speed Hunter, and Matt Psycho comes out in 5th. So Matt Psycho comes out ahead of Specmare, ahead of Cinemod, ahead of Bunnies, ahead of Jim, and everybody behind. So that is good news for Matt Psycho. It looks like that strategy. I wonder if it'll end up having him hit an extra time compared to everybody else. Would make sense given he's pitted lap 11 and lap 21 now. Others pitting seemingly from about lap 13 to lap 15 or so. So, yeah, maybe an extra stop for Matt Psycho. We will see. Hard to say. But we shall take a look further down the grid. Nobody too close together. Gasman, as I tried to say lap or two ago, not too far off of a Lowy, actually. Not quite within striking distance, but I would say within the distance that he needs to be in if a Lowy is to make a mistake, and he would like to capitalize on that. Though, of course, it depends on the size of the mistake. So, that is a very relative sentence to say, as mistakes can be very sizable or very small. Let's see here, though. Speed Hunter looks like he's catching up to Cool Dude Boy. As I say that, he makes a small mistake that involves him going into the gravel. Let's look back from the top of Cool Dude Boy's Alfa Romeo. Intelligent Money on the rear wing. Speed Hunter right behind him. Speed Hunter really right behind it. Is Speed Hunter going to go for the move here round the outside of turn 3? Is it possible? It looks like he ran a little bit too wide. Can he get a good run here? Doesn't quite need it, as Cool Dude Boy runs onto the grass. So Speed Hunter makes it through. Speed Hunter lining up an overtake. Didn't seem necessary in the end, though, as Matt Psycho is now going to be looking at Cool Dude Boy ahead of them, thinking, okay, one mistake, what's another? So we'll see if Matt Psycho can catch up to the Alfa Romeo and make a move on him before the Alfa Romeo pits. Specmare here can't quite see the cars up in front. Tell you who can see him, Cinemod and Bunnies, though. That trio not too far apart. Let's see what can be done between this trio. They're all running a few seconds away from each other. Let's see. Did not mean to go into that camera view. Apologies. Let's look further up the grid. It's Cool Dude Boy, Matt Psycho, and Speed Hunter. So we've got two trios, one after another. Do we have another trio here? Not quite, unfortunately. Up at the front, though, Cthulhu. Let's see. He enters that sector. That'll be easy to calculate. He got into that next sector at 36 flat. 36 minutes, 0 seconds. Let's see how far behind is Victory Rain. Victory Rain is about 11 seconds behind Cthulhu. 10 to 11 seconds. I was waiting for an audio cue and didn't get one, but looked up at about the right moment. So, let's see. 11 seconds between that top two. Be hard to find more than about 5 between this trio. 5 at most, as Matt Psycho looking down the inside of Cool Dude Boy there. Can't quite make a move there. Is he gonna go round the outside here? He thinks better of it. He's gonna try and line something up into the penultimate corner. Outside, inside, outside, it's gonna go. He can't put his car there. Cannot get through on Cool Dude Boy. The Alfa Romeo knows where to place his car to stop Matt Psycho from making the overtake. What can Matt do? Looks down the inside. Looked a little bit slow through that last corner from Cool Dude Boy. Might have caught Matt Psycho off guard there. And let's look a little bit further back. This trio here, all with red banners on the top of their car. Another irrelevant observation, but nonetheless a little bit interesting to see. As we go back up here, it's looking like it's gonna be a pretty good fight here between Cool Dude Boy and Matt Psycho. Cool Dude Boy is going to have to defend really hard from the charging Honda behind him. Let's see, number 86, number 16, what can the two of them do compared to each other? Down the hill, under the bridge, it's not quite within striking distance yet for Matt Psycho, not into a corner like that at least. Matt Psycho is gonna look, it's just staring at the rear end of that Alfa Romeo. The red, the green, and the white makes an Italian flag if you stick it in the right order. Let's see here. Looks like Matt is going to just stay behind. Wonder if there will be an opportunity a couple corners from now. He looks like he's dropped a couple tenths back from where he was before. Can that allow him to get a better run down the main straight? Looks like Cool Dude Boy might have run a little bit wide there. I wonder if he had to get out of the throttle at all. Right on the back of Cool Dude Boy. Matt Psycho right on the back after that. Speckmare throws it into the pit lane behind them. So let's see. Matt looks at the inside. Cool Dude Boy switches his car to even further to the inside. Matt Psycho, nothing he can do there. Let's look back at Speckmare. He is indeed in the pits. Wonder how close Cinnamod and Bunnies were getting to the back of him. Bunnies pretty close to the back of Cinnamod now. Not as close as Matt Psycho is to Cool Dude Boy though. Matt Psycho looks like he's got a good run down this straight. Will he be able to make that use of the slipstream? Is he gonna move to the outside? He does. Cool Dude Boy moves in reaction though, so nothing Matt can do there. As, looks like Matt might have looked down the inside for a moment, but thought better of it. Into this back section, through the woods, through the forest. Matt Psycho's gonna stick right to the back of Cool Dude Boy. Down through the left-hander, the penultimate corner. Victory Rain into the pit lane now. Cool Dude Boy on the inside, Matt Psycho on the outside. Matt is not close enough to make a move. Matt's having to sit right behind him. Speed Hunter into the pits. Looked like he might have clipped that wall there by accident. As let's see, on the back of Cool Dude Boy is Matt Psycho. Can he make a move? As Cinnamod also throws it into the pits. So Bunny's up to 4th. Meanwhile, on the inside, Cool Dude Boy. Wow, looks like Cool Dude Boy's that much slower than Matt Psycho. Seems to keep catching him out, just being a little bit slower on the apex of the corner. Let's see if Matt Psycho can make a move into turn 3, into turn 4 maybe, if he gets a good run. Not into turn 3, looks like it might be a good run up to turn 4 though. Through this little kink, under the bridge, down the hill. That is a beautiful view of the cars just cresting that hill. No move yet, nothing he can do, Matt Psycho. His teammate, though, is miles ahead. Look at that, Cthulhu starting the next lap. Cool Dude Boy going through this back section with Matt Psycho right on his tail. We'll see where Victory Rain is in comparison to Cthulhu when Cthulhu pits. But as it stands, Cthulhu is looking like he is sitting very pretty out in front. Let's see, is Cool Dude Boy going to pit? I don't think he will. He's been pitting, I think, every 15 laps or so. could be mistaken on that number, but I think it's about that. Bunnies doesn't pit. He's looking lower on fuel than either of these two. Of course, Matt Psycho in a little bit of an offset strategy. I would say he's probably going to pit about 3 laps from now, 3 or 4 laps from now. For Matt Psycho, it might be 1 or 2 for Bunnies and Cool Dude Boy. That is my estimate, at least. So we are into the second round of pit stops, as that Alfa Romeo is doing quite well on its tires. The Alfa seems to be very strong on tires. I believe it was stated at the start of the season by Cool Dude Boy himself. It was going to be a very interesting championship fight. The Alfa Romeo good on its tires, the Lamborghini good on its fuel, and the Honda good on raw pace. So let's see what tires versus raw pace can do at the moment. As actually just in front of them, we've got a fuel-based car from the sounds of it. It's the Lamborghini. Rob on drums. Let's see, let's look back from the back of Cool Dude Boy's car. Intelligent Money, followed by Red Bull Honda. Let's see, any moves can be made here. Doesn't look like Matt Psycho is close enough. Oh, that looked like maybe a bit of oversteer for Cool Dude Boy. Cool Dude Boy stays out another lap. Rob on drums will want to be cautious, or conscious. Words, please. Conscience. Wow, I cannot speak. As Bunny goes into the pits, seems to have kind of crossed the grass a little bit there. A little bit naughty from Bunnies there, it seems. Let's see, back up here though, it looked like Cool Dude Boy had to brake a little bit late. Let's see if I can say the word this time. Rob on drums should probably be a bit conscious of Cool Dude Boy and Matt Psycho behind. As I say that, he actually moves out of the way. Was that Matt Psycho flashing his lights at Cool Dude Boy there? Might have been, or maybe he was thanking Rob on drums for getting out of the way. Hard to say. Either way, Matt Psycho still right on the back of Cool Dude Boy. So we'll see Cthulhu into the pits here. That looked like Rob on drums. Might have been off track a little bit there. It all happens so quick sometimes. As we actually see Bunnies comes out of the pits behind his teammate, Aloe. Aloe does still need to pit, so Aloe is about a net pit stop behind his teammate. Bunnies will be pushing hard here, hoping they can make it past Aloe soon, for the sake of... Oh, as that's Matt Psycho down the inside of Cool Dude Boy. Cool Dude Boy has to slot in behind Matt Psycho. Cool Dude Boy doesn't look like he can go more than another lap on the fuel anyways, so Matt Psycho is being held up by Cool Dude Boy quite a bit here. Cool Dude Boy is going to see an opportunity around the outside. He goes round the outsides of Druids, can't quite make the move, switch back down the inside. It's going to be the outside for the next corner. Can he make the move round the outside of Matt Psycho? Matt Psycho misses the apex a little bit, of course, forcing Cool Dude Boy to do the same. They're still side by side. Good bit of rubbing there. Can Matt Psycho go down the inside here? Will the acceleration of that Alfa Romeo allow Cool Dude Boy to maintain what is the lead at the moment? Looking to the left from inside Cool Dude Boy's cockpit. Nothing he can do here. Round the outside, is Matt Psycho going to make it, or is it going to be Cool Dude Boy on the inside? He does maintain that position. So an excellent battle there on lap 30 between the duo. Matt Psycho has to concede the position. He cannot overtake and maintain the position in this case. He got him through turn 1, more down the main straight than anything, but into turn 2, Cool Dude Boy saw an opportunity and held it alongside Matt Psycho for what must have been nearly half a lap there. So Matt Psycho running behind Cool Dude Boy again, as Cool Dude Boy, all that effort just to pull into the pits now, as Matt Psycho is released into the lead. It doesn't look like Matt Psycho can go more than a lap on that fuel now, so Matt Psycho might be into the pits very soon. Let's see about Cthulhu. Cthulhu, as that is, who's that coming out of the pits there? That is Aloe. Aloe down in 12th place and last, which means we have lost somebody else. I think we have lost Yakas, possibly. So Aloe is 12th and last at the moment, last but not least. Let's see. Who is this? Is Speckmere and Cinnamod quite close together? Let's see how these two fare. Oh, Cinnamod off into the grass and gravel. Good job holding the car there. That is a sketchy place to lose the rear end. Into the grass and gravel, as Jim is also into the pits, so the two Alfa Romeos pitting on the same lap. Bunnies overtakes Jim. Bunnies, though, runs a bit wide through Paddock Hill Bend. I believe that is what the first corner is called. Druids as well is turn 2, I keep saying that. I do hope I'm getting the corner names right. I don't know Brands Hatch quite as well as some other circuits. Could probably name every corner of Silverstone, but Silverstone isn't in this game, unfortunately. As we see, Cthulhu still sat behind Aloe. We'll see if Aloe doesn't seem to be holding him up yet, but looks like Cthulhu's right on the back of him now as Matt Psycho is into the pit lane. Placing those tires, Cthulhu released into the lead. Down the inside of Aloe. Aloe does a good job to not impede Cthulhu too much there. So Victory Rain now through on Matt Psycho. Speed Hunter. How can Speed Hunter do in comparison to Matt Psycho? Matt Psycho fuels up to 66%. As a new fastest lap, actually, for Speed Hunter, as we're there, a 129.100. So that is a very impressive lap. That almost looked like Matt Psycho going wide for a moment. As certainly this duo has spread apart in that pit stop. Of course, Matt Psycho putting a lot less fuel into the tank than Cool Dude Boy. So Matt Psycho is free from the rear end of Cool Dude Boy. Speckmere, though, takes his place. So Cool Dude Boy goes from one Honda team to another, and Cinnamon is not too far off himself. Bunnies is a little bit further off of those two, but Bunnies putting in some decent lap times. His last lap was a 1:30.3. So not at all on the level of Speed Hunter, for example, but not a bad lap time. Speed Hunter actually running a tiny bit wide there. And let's take a look at the gaps here. When Cthulhu starts a new lap, and let's see when Victory Rain starts a new lap. Victory Rain is more or less 10 seconds behind Cthulhu. So an impressive gap out in front for Cthulhu. He will be happy with that. Still 20 laps left to go in this race, though. We are 50 odd minutes in. We are almost exactly 50 minutes in, I should say. And still 20 laps to go, so a long way into the race, a long way left as well, though. As we look further up the grid, Cool Dude Boy coming under a little bit of pressure from Speckmere. We'll see if the Alfa Romeo can pull away from the Honda. This Honda has certainly pulled away from the Alfa Romeo, though. Matt Psycho will be looking to try to catch up to Speed Hunter here, but Matt Psycho not going quite as quickly as Speed Hunter. Let's see a little bit further back. Cinnamod, 131.9 was the last lap for Cinnamod. 129.7, that is a good lap for Bunnies. So he will have gained about nearly a little bit over 2 seconds on Cinnamod on that last lap. So we will see if Cinnamod will come under pressure from Bunnies in the next couple laps. See Speckmere here. How close is he to Cool Dude Boy? Cool Dude Boy pulling away a little bit, it has to be said. As I am going to take another drink of water. And that is some tire screeching behind. That sounded like Speckmare struggling for grip through turn 1. Let's see if anybody else is. A little bit too late getting to Cinnamod and Bunnies. Bunnies sets a new personal best lap on the last lap, a 129.607. Cinnamod on the last lap, a 130.4. So that is about 0.8 of a second gained on that lap for Bunnies. The Canadian gaining on his ex-teammate. Cinnamod, of course, has been teammates with Bunnies a couple times in past. Season 1 of GTE, Season 4 of Formula X. At this point, a lot of these drivers are very experienced in SNL. Many of them have been teammates with each other at various different points. Speed Hunter, for example, is in an Italian car this season, in that Lamborghini. Last season of GTE, he was in another Italian car. He was in the Ferrari. The Chiquita Banana Ferrari. He was teammates with somebody he's still teammates with this season, Gasman. Not Gasman, that is completely the wrong name. Rob on Drums, apologies. Rob on Drums has Grogu, or better known as Baby Yoda, on his American flag on the left side of the car. Cute little touch to his car, clearly a Star Wars fan there. Good to see fellow Star Wars fans in SNL. As we look further up the grid, Speckmare doesn't look like he can really challenge Cool Dude Boy at the moment. He's definitely falling off the back of the Alfa Romeo. A little bit closer together, though, is Bunnies on the back of Cinnamon. Let's just watch and listen from inside the car of Bunnies here. It's a satisfying clunk every time he upshifts Bunnies. Let's see how the Lamborghini sounds in comparison for just a couple corners. There you go, there's a little bit of car noises for all of you car people out there. As a couple of consistent laps from Bunnies, 229.6s in a row. Let's see if I can get that to work again. Yep, 229.6s in a row, followed by a 30.1. But before those 229.6s was a 29.7, so very consistent lap times from Bunnies for the most part. Right in front of him, though, Cinnamon is coming under pressure from the Canadian. Let's see what the Lamborghini can do for the ahead of the Honda. The Honda is going to go down the inside. Bunnies down the inside of turn 3. Can he make the move? He can for the moment, but will Cinnamon get a better run out of the corner, down the long straight? A better run can mean a lot here. Is the Lamborghini going to look at a move? He doesn't. He tucks right in behind the Canadian. Thinks, let's not try to risk too much here on lap 36. As the duo will now presumably try to chase down Speckmare. That said, let's see any of these three pitting in the next few laps. So Speckmare through the final corner. Nice line. Ooh, as Bunnies onto the gravel and the grass. That will not help him. Let's see what Cinnamod does. Friendly little bump draft in there. It looks like Cinnamod is interested in working with Bunnies to catch up to Speckmare so that the duo can both try to stake a claim at 6th place. Cinnamod not too interested in 7th. He wants to get the both of them up towards 6th so he can try to make a move then. Good tactics from the two. good sportsmanship from Cinemod as well. They're not throwing anything away, doing anything risky. Cthulhu now, well ahead of Victory Rain. If I go here with Victory Rain, Cthulhu is nowhere to be seen. Cthulhu is miles ahead. Let's see, when Victory Rain crosses the line, let's see. Cthulhu's about 11 to 12 seconds ahead of Victory Rain, so that is a massive gap around here. That is just gigantic. So, wow, yeah, that is a lot. Let's see, Speed Hunter is a little ways away from Victory Rain, but Victory Rain isn't completely out of sight. You could see him for just a moment there going through turn 3 as Speed Hunter exited it. Oh, as that is a big slide from Specmare, and Bunnies capitalizes. Can Cinemod do the same? Down the inside, and he is safely through. So Specmare, a little bit of a mistake there. That has cost him significantly. And actually, of that trio, he is struggling on the front left the most. Bunnies, of course, has more fuel than either of them. He's probably pitted more recently than the two of them. Let's see how this trio are doing. Let's see, what does Specmare do down the straight? It looks like he's actually losing speed to the Lamborghini. I wonder if Specmare is fuel saving, or just didn't have the run out of that last corner, or what? Regardless, it looks like Cinemod will have to pit pretty soon. Hard to say whether he'll pit this lap, or maybe at the end of the next one. Speaking of pitting, Speed Hunter is into the pit, so it is the Lamborghini's final stop, presumably. Could go about 14 laps like that. Let's see, I believe previously the Lamborghinis have all pitted on the same lap. So Cinemod staying very far to the inside. I wonder if he's trying to indicate that he's going to the pits. No, he doesn't actually go to the pits. So that was just some defense from Specmare, trying to avoid Specmare getting an opportunity at the inside line. Specmare, is he going to go round the outside of turn 1? Cinemod brakes later, but it's going to be a switchback into turn 2, or more to the point, on the exit of turn 1. Specmare is through on the inside with a beautiful switchback there from the Honda driver, and he is through on Cinemod. Wow, that was beautiful. So Specmare retakes 6th position. Bunny's running away in 5th at the moment from these two, and it looks like Specmare maybe let Cinemod through. So I wonder if Specmare feels that he hit Cinemod or something. Don't know. Maybe he made a mistake, maybe he let him through. I think he was letting him through intentionally, though. So that, wonder if Specmare felt that he had gained that position through some unfair contact. Specmare, ever the sportsman either way, letting Cinemod back through. He's going to challenge him through here, maybe? He's certainly putting the pressure on him, regardless of whether or not he looks at a move. Both drivers not quite taking an optimal line there. They both looked like they were defending and looking at a potential move. Victory Rain is in the pits now. Let's see if anybody else is. Would Bunnies go into the pits? He does not. Does Cinemod go into the pits? Well, he certainly goes a little bit wide. Wow! That was a close one between Specmare and Cinemod. Cinemod is into the pits either way, though, and Specmare is going to struggle to make the entire lap with this much fuel left, and look at that front left as well. It is completely dead. So that will be interesting to see. Victory Rain out of the pits, and I'll tell you what, Speed Hunter is right on the back of him. So Victory Rain and Speed Hunter, two title contenders, right close together. Their other main title contender is Cool Dude Boy. And I tell you what, Cool Dude Boy, on strategy at the moment, is in a very good position, but he has been using softs all race long, and the Alfa Romeos do have to use the hard tire at least once this race. So there will be another pit stop for Cool Dude Boy, no matter what. At least one more. And in at least one stint, he will have to use the hard tire, which will not benefit him. Despite that, I believe Victory Rain and Speed Hunter both have soft as their strategy for this weekend. So both will be using the soft tires all the way throughout the race. Let's see how that benefits them in the final stint. Matt Psycho is in second, following his teammate. So it is a Red Bull Honda 1-2 at the moment. We'll see how strategy affects that. I would say Matt Psycho will probably be boxing at the end of this lap. Hard to say for Cthulhu though. Cthulhu nonetheless looks very comfortable out in first. Doesn't look like he's pushing too hard, and Speckmare is into the pits. So Speckmare on 0% fuel makes it into the pits. It looked for a moment like somebody else might have been going into the pits, but I'm not sure. Let's see where Cinnamod is in comparison to Speckmare when they come out of the pits. So Speckmare in the pit lane. Cinnamod, oh, did not mean to go to Speckmare. Cinnamod on his outlap. He's just finishing up his outlap now. On board with Cinnamod, and he is through on Speckmare. Let's see, can we see Speckmare coming out of the pits behind? We cannot, but now Speckmare comes out of the pits. So Speckmare, you can see Cinnamod up there going through turn 2 now, and we are on board with Speckmare, so that is a solid gap that Cinnamod has built up with that undercut. The undercut seeming very powerful today. But back up to these two, Speed Hunters right on the back of Victory Range. Matt Psycho is into the pits. He's fueling up one more time. One more time, probably one or two more times. Hard to say. Bunnies stays out. Cool Dude Boy stayed out, and so is Cthulhu. Let's go back down here. Victory Range. How far ahead of Speed Hunter is he at the moment? Here on lap 41, little bit of oversteer for Victory Range. Looks like a small correction. Let's see if I can say it properly this time. Small correction from Victory Rain there. Matt Psycho, whoa! Matt Psycho's come out of the pits ahead of Victory Rain and Speed Hunter. So Matt Psycho's strategy working exceptionally well there. Matt Psycho keeping that gap. He's like a second at most ahead of Victory Rain, but he's still ahead. So that is huge for Matt Psycho's race. That strategy seeming to pay off. The shorter pit stops working wonders for the Red Bull Honda driver. Let's look further back. Is Speed Hunter going to be able to do anything to Victory Rain this lap? A little bit of lag there from Speed Hunter. A little bit jittery. Let's try to not get motion sickness, so we'll watch from Victory Rain. Very cool view here. Back to a more off-board kind of camera. Let's see what Victory Rain can do to Matt Psycho. It is Matt Psycho, Victory Rain, and Speed Hunter in a line here as Bunnies goes into the pits. 0% fuel, dead front left. That's very reminiscent of what we saw from Speckmare. Speckmare only going along this straight up to turn 4 now, though. So it's hard to say. I'm not sure he will be able to get ahead of Bunnies when Bunnies comes out of the pits this time. Cinnamod, though, is a little bit closer to him. We'll see. Jim goes through on Bunnies. Speed Hunter, Victory Rain, Matt Psycho still running quite close as, Bunnies is actually coming out on the mediums. So Bunnies taking his mandatory medium stint here. I suspect that will be his last pit stop then. About 10 laps left to go. That's 3/4 of a tank there. I think he can make 10 laps on that. So Bunnies will be a bit slower now that he does not have the softs to his advantage. But he will not have to pit again, and look how far ahead of Cinnamod he's come out. Cinnamod and Speckmare, who he's been battling all race long. Bunnies has a substantial gap to the both of them now, so that is pretty significant for the Monster Energy Honda driver. Up to the not leading trio, but trio fighting for the final podium position. Although with strategy, I would imagine Cool Dude Boy will drop behind them the next time he takes his pit stop. Let's see here. What can Speed Hunter do behind Victory Rain? I'd say it would be wiser to be looking at what Victory Rain can do to Matt Psycho, because this is a very small gap here out of turn 1 into turn 2. Can Victory Rain go around the outside of Matt Psycho? He cannot. Let's see what Matt Psycho can do. Speed Hunter runs a little bit wide out of turn 2. Let's like to watch from on board with him, but it is a bit difficult, all things considered, with that view. You can see in the rear view mirror there, you can see Victory Rain. You can also see the track in front of us. Looks like a good exit for Matt Psycho. He's feeling the pressure from Victory Rain, and he's dealing with it well. Is Speed Hunter going to go down the inside, maybe? He is not. It looked like he maybe bump drafted Victory Rain for a moment there. As we have our leader into the pits, it's Cthulhu into the pits for what will presumably be the last time. Let's see, Cool Dude Boy, is he going to pit this lap? Okay, so Cthulhu comes out onto the hards. He'll be a lot slower on this stint. Cool Dude Boy stays out another lap. So Cthulhu onto the hards here. We'll see just how much his pace takes a hit. Will that be a huge benefit to Matt Psycho, Victory Rain, and Speed Hunter? Or will that be something that doesn't make a difference in the long run? We'll find out. Recently, new fast personal best lap for Victory Rain at 129.407. So that's pretty good for him. Let's see Speed Hunter down the inside of turn 2. Outbrakes him, little bit of contact. Victory Rain runs wide and Speed Hunter is through on the Honda. So Matt Psycho now needs to be looking for the Lamborghini behind him. Matt Psycho's pulled a little bit of a gap with that though. Let's see what Victory Rain can do in retaliation to that overtake. A good overtake for Speed Hunter, the driver from Mauritius, getting ahead of the Brit. I believe Victory Rain is British. Certainly the flag he has there, although that is not necessarily telling of where they are from, given Speed Hunter is a Mauritius driver, but has the American flag on that timing tower. So, Matt Psycho running ahead of Speed Hunter now, then it's Victory Rain, followed by Jim. Jim looks like he's going to need to pit pretty soon. It's Bunny's behind him, Bunny's on those mediums, and Cool Dude Boy's into the pit lane. So let's see, where will he come out in comparison to Matt Psycho, Speed Hunter, and Victory Rain? Cool Dude Boy starting to refuel, he's put his new tires on. I would hope that they'll be hards, given there's about 7 laps left, as a Lowy lapped car back marker comes out in front of Matt Psycho. That dirty air maybe forcing Matt Psycho a little bit wide there. He flashes his lights at a Lowy, tries to go down the inside, can't make a move. On the back marker, he's through now, but Speed Hunter's going to need to get through on a Lowy staying to the inside, maybe not enough there. Speed Hunter, can he make a move? Speed Hunter is going to be a little bit frustrated with this. It might give Victory Rain an opportunity. Victory Rain, it does. He looks down the inside. Can he make the move on the Mauritius driver? Nothing he can do yet. The Lamborghini holds position. Jim into the pit lane, and I mentioned it, I believe, but Cool Dude Boy comes out of the pits on his hards. So Cool Dude Boy well behind this trio up here, as a Lowy still getting in the way of Speed Hunter. We'll see Speed Hunter, does he make an audacious dive bomb? Audacious? I feel like I mispronounced that. Either way, Speed Hunter does get through on a Lowy, as does Victory Rain. So Victory Rain we'll see if he can capitalize on that little bit of an issue there for Speed Hunter. Can he gain a position? He certainly can't yet, but he's still very close to the Lamborghini. Let's watch these two fighting for the title. What will happen next? As it stands, I don't even know what the championship will be looking like as it stands, but I know it'll be looking interesting. As Speed Hunter runs a little bit wide, doesn't give any opportunity to Victory Reign yet, though. As we look further back, Cool Dude Boy, he's got a car not far behind him, but it is a lapped car. Closest car behind him is Bunny's 9999. Bunny's not really able to do anything at the moment. He's on his mediums, and he's well behind Cool Dude Boy, so I'd imagine, unless Cinemod on his softs can catch him, the 5th and 6th positions are just about set in this race. We've got around about 5 laps left. Cthulhu leads the way. He's going through the penultimate corner now. Matt Psycho, his teammate, in second. Not even close to the penultimate corner, really. Let's take a look at the timing when they get through to the end of the lap. Let's see, Cthulhu crosses the line at 1:12:34. What time will it be when Matt Psycho crosses the line? 1:12:34 was the time in the bottom left when Cthulhu crossed the line. When will it be for Matt Psycho? As we look back here, let's go back up to Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho is about 20 seconds behind his teammate, VRC Cthulhu, so the Spaniard running the race of his life today. Cthulhu is in a dominant lead with only a few laps to go. It is looking like it will be difficult to knock the Spaniard off his peg as top man today. Speed Hunter running a little bit wide both on entrance and exit of turn 3. Victory Reign keeping it within the confines of the track, no problems there. Let's see, it is Gasman who is right behind Cool Dude Boy. So if you see a car right behind Cool Dude Boy, if we ever look at him again, I would imagine we will at least briefly. It's just Gasman. Cool Dude Boy is not under pressure from Bunnies. He is under pressure from a lapped car. I wouldn't even necessarily classify it as being under pressure from him. But that is the car that he has close behind. Let's go back up to this front group. Oh, is that Speed Hunter off the track? Speed Hunter needs to be careful with that. We've seen quite a few mistakes from him today. What will happen next in this battle? Speed Hunter overall seems to be pulling away from Victory Reign. But Speed Hunter, if he keeps going off into the grass like that, I can't imagine it'll go well for the Lamborghini. As he, oh, speak of the devil, he's going off a little bit again, and he's looped. Oh my god, he's spun. He spun the car, so he spins the car. That's Victory Reign through into third. Speed Hunter spins out of a podium position, hits the wall. Not sure how he didn't get damage. But Speed Hunter now, lapped car of Aloe's close behind him, but Cool Dude Boy will be looking at that gap. He'll watch it shrink hugely, and he will wonder, can he make a move in the coming laps? Will Speed Hunter make any more mistakes, giving the Alfa Romeo an opportunity? They are championship contenders, both of them. So let's see if anything more will happen to Speed Hunter. Speed Hunter, his nerves will be shot after that, I would imagine. As I'm just going to take another quick sip of water, so I'll be muted for just a second. Back to the action. Let's take a look if there are any close battles on track. That is Gasman, of course Gasman right behind Cool Dude Boy. So, not quite a battle per se, but we'll see if Gasman can make a move on the Alfa Romeo. Let's look further up the field. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be anybody too close together on the track at the moment. It really is just Gasman and Cool Dude Boy. Number 86 and number 89. Let's see what these two can do. Through turn 1, the Scotsman, I guess just the Scot, staying behind, being careful. He is a lapped car, so it would be dangerous to try and go for an overtake. very easy to get a penalty if you mess up a little bit trying to make that overtake. I would imagine that is Bunnies that you can see going through turn 1 there. He is the closest person to Cool Dude Boy on track, probably, unless it would be Speed Hunter. Regardless, nobody really that Cool Dude Boy has to worry about in terms of position, just the lapped car behind him of Gasman. We take a look further up the field though. Let's take a look at how Cthulhu drives a lap of Brands Hatch for what should be his penultimate lap. So Cthulhu, through turn 1, takes a nice line. You want to open up the exit as much as you can. Take a nice, heavy braking into turn 2. Lots of different lines you can take through that hairpin. What's important though is that you line up turn 3 nicely, touching the curb a little bit. You can afford to run pretty wide up onto the AstroTurf out of turn 3. You want to try and line up turn 4. A good exit is really optimal out of here. It looks like that is what Cthulhu is doing. I'd imagine he's been doing that all race to have built up a gap like this. The Red Bull Honda driver looking like he is on his way to what will be, I believe, his first win in GTE. Let's see if he can keep the car on the road for the next lap and a half. Some careful braking zones here. He is looking a little bit low on fuel, but I'd imagine that's enough fuel to make a lap and a half. So careful braking here. You can run really wide on the exit of the third last corner, through the penultimate corner, using lots of curb there. Just gotta be careful that you don't overuse it. Through the final corner, wide entrance, hit the apex, let the car run out wide, try not to touch that grass and dirt and gravel because it just yanks your car further and further off the track. And that is a 132.177, a solid lap on the hards for Cthulhu as he starts his final lap on his way to what looks like the win, and that is Matt Psycho in the pits. Matt Psycho, of course, needs to use a set of hards still. Matt Psycho is into the pits, and he's looking extremely low on fuel as well. Let's see, where is Speed Hunter? Speed Hunter, where's, oh, Victory Rain. I see why I went to Victory Rain and not Speed Hunter. Victory Rain was already through. Speed Hunter, how close is Speed Hunter going to be to Matt Psycho? Matt is on old hards, but they are fresh, and Speed Hunter's softs are looking extremely worn here. So I'm not sure Speed Hunter will be able to make a move on Matt in this final lap. I would say though that Victory Rain looks comfortable in that P2. We'll keep an eye on where Cthulhu is. In the meantime, your 5th place is Cool Dude Boy. He's still ahead of Gasman, so Gasman being patient, just sitting behind Cool Dude Boy, maybe not wanting to take a risk at all, knowing that Aloe is well up the road and Rob on drums is pretty far behind as well, not worth the risk. But I tell you what, coming up to the final corner now, it's the Spaniard, it's VRC Cthulhu in his Red Bull Honda. It looks like we've got a new winner this season. It's going to be Cthulhu, who crosses the line in just a moment, and he takes the win. He takes the win in round 4 of Season 6 of GTE. It is Cthulhu who wins at Brands Hatch. A dominant drive from the Spaniard, perfectly executed all sections of the race, and he is the victor today. We'll see Victory Rain coming home in 2nd. It'll be solid for him in the championship. Matt Psycho takes a nice 3rd, putting a 2nd Red Bull Honda on the podium. Speed Hunter just a couple seconds behind. That was Aloe crossing the line down in 10th. Back up to Cool Dude Boy now. Looks like one of the AI might have run a bit wide there. Cool Dude Boy takes 5th position in the Alfa Romeo, crunching against the wall there. Behind him, Gasman finishes, and now it's Bunnies. He'll come across the line in 6th. Not as good as it was in Grand Valley, but a good return for only his 2nd race this season, despite it being round 4. Cinemod, a solid P7. Speckmare was looking better earlier in the race. Wonder what could have been for him, but he's driven a pretty solid race overall. It's Speckmare who comes home in 8th position. 9th will be Jim. 12th will be Rob on drums. And the two of them are very close together here. And perhaps I will just pause it as Jim goes over the lines. We can take a look at the results and the positions. So that is everybody finished the race here. Good racing from all of them. Took about an hour and 20 minutes, but a brilliant race all around. And let's just see if I can pull up the standings. I don't know if they have been released yet or not. And I will take a look just to find out. That is not the right channel at all. Let's see. The standings do not appear to have been released yet. However, let's just see. I know that. Wonder if Cool Dude Boy has perhaps released provisional standings, as he often does. He doesn't appear to have. However, I do recall him saying something very interesting. Believe he commented that the top four in the championship, the provisional top four, assuming no penalties, Cthulhu, with this brilliant win, will take the lead of the championship on 83 points, followed by Victory Rain in second in the championship on 80 points, followed by Speed Hunter third and Cool Dude Boy fourth, tied on 79 points going into the final round of the season. So that is a very, very close four-way fight for the championship going into the final round, which will, of course, take place at a track that I am blanking on, and I will just quickly check now. It will be taking place at Dragon Trail Gardens Reverse for 47 laps on October 8th. So 4 days from now, we'll be back to racing. We'll see if the stream happens that day or a few days after. Nonetheless, it is exciting. No matter how you look at it, you could be cheering for any four of those drivers, and tell you what, the driver you're cheering for has an amazing chance at the win of the championship. So let's just run through our provisional race results. First place goes to none other than our Spaniard, number 81, VRC Cthulhu. A dominant win from him. Further back, we have Victory Rain taking second position. Matt Psycho, with a one-lap stint right at the end on the hard tires, does take third position. Speed Hunter takes fourth. Fifth goes to Cool Dude Boy in the Alfa Romeo. Fifth goes to the Canadian Bunnies. Seventh goes to Cinemod in the Lamborghini, number 11 there. Spec Mare taking 8th, 9th goes to Jim, right behind the lapped car of Rob on drums there. Aloe takes 10th, 11th goes to Gasman. Very patient right at the end, not risking anything with Cool Dude Boy as he sat behind the 5th place finisher for quite a while. And Rob on drums taking 12th position. Fastest lap goes to MFT Speed Hunter, who finished 4th, of course, a 129.100, an unbelievable lap from him. I would be interested to go back and find it, but I think that is all for today. Here is your winner one last time. It is VRC Cthulhu with an immaculate drive to take first position. You can see there that Red Bull Honda number 81, he is your winner for today. I appreciate everybody who watched the stream today. I know it was a very good race. So thank you to anybody who watched through the entire thing, because I guarantee you it was worth it. Hour and a half stream, and I'm going to cut it off just short of that. So it has been a pleasure to commentate today. Get well soon to our regular commentator Jam, and we will see you next week, whether that be 4 days from now, live from the race, or a few days after with delayed commentary. We we'll see. Thank you regardless for watching, and have yourself a nice Wednesday night. Goodbye, all.